Hey all, as a continuation of the earliest temple ever last week, we will try our hands on the fastest ZOMG ever now. Bet no one saw that coming, right? Fuck. Well, I suppose it doesn't take a genius to figure out I would get to this eventually. There's only so many wacky ideas out there to try, and this and temples are the most obvious one. So let's jump into strategy. As always, we will require ice towers to stall the rounds out as long as possible, as well as cobras for the offensive push, and farms for money. As seen in the title, we achieved round 6, so essentially that requires 16 4 cobras on the map, because 22 minus 16 is 6? Yes, maybe you can argue you only need 14 since you can boost the single BFB on round 20 to a ZOMG, but that shit takes forever to come out, so I doubt the time taken to get 2 extra cobras will make a big difference. So once again we are attempting this record with Dildo Bike. If you're going to ask why not test with someone else, well, that's because he was the only one available to do all of this at the time. I know I could probably do it with some of you to make you happy and shit, but it's a hassle to arrange it, to be frank, so hopefully you don't take offense from me doing these wacky fun things with friends. Alright, so we successfully sent out the first batch of ZOMGs on round 7, however this was our very first attempt, so obviously there is tons of room for improvement. For one, I only used 2 out of 3 tower boosts, so I definitely didn't make the most of it. If I did use all of them up, then I likely would have gotten all my farms a few seconds earlier, and that would have made a world of a difference. You know the saying though, if at first you don't succeed, give up, because you're never gonna get it and just end up wasting your time. I think that's how the quote goes. Correct me if I am wrong, but since when am I ever wrong? On to our second game now, where I'm actually going to mix up my strategy a bit. You see, a lot of the time in the previous game was used to build up our income so that we could afford a ton of max level cobras, but what if instead we used our starting chump change on low level cobras, and then simply use all 3 boosts on them to get them up to max level? Would this be an improvement to the previous strategy? Well, there's only one way to find out. In theory it sounds like it could work because you can get a bunch up to wired funds first, which helps cause money. That is all. As with the Monkey Temple video, later on we will try to get the fastest ZOMG in terms of game time. In the meantime, I guess I can bring up something funny I noticed in the temple video. I actually got a few comments asking why I didn't use speed battle for the record, when in fact I clearly did use it in a game time portion. Speed wasn't used for the round record because it makes rounds go by super duper quick. Just wanted to clarify for those who are not aware. Since the game time part was only shown like 5 minutes into the video, it made sense that most of those comments were deleted because they probably commented that before watching the whole video. LOL. Let us focus on to the game now. Holy shit, was that close. Technically I sent the ZOMGs out on round 6, however because they're slower than my grandmother were only visible half a second after round 7 started, so to prevent nitpickers from commenting I will count it as round 7. Take 3. I'm back at it with the strategy I used in attempt number 1, and will use the farm improvements I mentioned earlier to get that sweet round 6. As for whether it's possible to get round 5, I highly doubt it, but if someone can prove me wrong, then I will reward them with a night out with yours truly. Hell, even make it 1.5 nights for all I care. So there it is everyone, round 6, with plenty of time to spare until round 7. Around 2 minutes and 27 seconds was when the ZOMG was first visible, and round 6 started 20 seconds before that, so I legit be impressed if someone can get around earlier, if it's even possible. Now, like I promised, we shall go for the fastest game time ZOMG on Speed Boosty Bonanza. The strategy this time is simple, no need for ice stalling or farming, because there's no time to waste building up your monies. It's just plain Cobra spam, using a pretty much identical strategy to attempt number 2. However, we are on the swamp map because it's hands down the best map for anti-stalling. Faster rounds means you get your Cobras up a hair faster. Shit, I'm out of things to say. How about I do a countdown until the ZOMG is sent? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. 1 minute and 33 seconds was the time, and round 8 if that means anything. But again, first time means there's always room for improvement, and there's no doubt I screwed up a fair bit. But you guys just didn't notice cause you're bad at analyzing things. I built a bit too many Cobras before using my first boost, because I didn't take into account for the fact that you still get money between using boosts, so what I could have done instead was build all the Cobras I needed -2 or 3, and then use the passive income to upgrade those guys up to par with the rest. That way the boosts can be used earlier. That and maybe I should have got a monkey's time up before boost 1. All of this I will correct on our second attempt. Not to sound cocky, but I think this attempt's execution was a solid 9 out of 11.5. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I absolutely blew the first attempt out of the water by 14 seconds, down to 1 minute and 19 seconds. What a difference the little things can make, right? Same towers but different execution. However, I'm still salty as hell because take a look at this. I was 1 frame, that's right, 1 freaking frame from getting 1 minute 18 seconds. You know what that means? It means this record is easily beatable if you had slightly faster hands. I knew I shouldn't have quit King of the Hill or stopped fapping. My hand reflexes have never been the same since. Jokes aside, I hope you enjoyed another installment of these Wacky Battles Records videos. Although the main ideas have been taken care of, I still have some ideas etched on my hard drive. And if you want to see those when they come up, well, there is this thing called a subscribe button. And a like button. Have a groundbreaking day.